Hasselhoff dissolving their board. They're the best team in Africa.
That's changed within 5 minutes. Then showers started pouring. Then the KPANDO faithful believe that it's their gods, the supernatural being that is pouring this rain. Within that 5-minute rainfall, from the 45th minute to the 53rd minute, Heart of Lion scored.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Arena. My name is Anakwame Labi. I'm not going to wait too much of your time because what we have here for you today is hot. When I say heat, you say power. It's heat. Wow. You know the normal drill here. I'm here with Benedict today and Francis. Let's take a look at some trending issues. But before that, let's say thank you to MYBET.AFRICA. MYBET.AFRICA.com, the best betting platform in the country. No two ways about that. Whether it's esports, horse racing, football, Charlie, they are there for you. And please be reminded that you have to be 18 years and above to play on their platform. So they are regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Over the week, we saw some, I won't say surprising, but some thrilling games. KPANDO, some Kumasi, like back-to-back games here. But the one that's really struck a nerve that everybody was talking about was the KPANDO House of Lion game versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko in KPANDO. We're also going to touch on Hasselhoff dissolving their board. They're the best team in Africa is dissolving their board. We'll talk about that as well. Samatex also beat Edwana to remain top of the league. Of course, we will look at the CAF games as well. Yeah. That went on over the weekend. But welcome, Francis.
Yeah.
Welcome, Benedict.
Always nice meeting you guys.
Yeah. Very, very, very nice meeting you. Over the weekend, you were in KPANDO. Let's start with that. Mm-hmm. Tell us, how was, we all know here, we in the studio know that you were really charged up going into that game. You wanted to drag all of us there, but unfortunately, we couldn't make it. But you went and represented well. First off, explain or narrate how the scenery was in KPANDO.
Well, you know, Hearts of Lion since 2015, that they got relegated from the Ghana Premier League. They never managed to come back. So after 8 years in the doldrums of Division 1, they managed to qualify last season in 2023. They won Zone 3 and they qualified directly into the league. Because of the facility that they were having at the KPANDO Park wasn't up to standard, the club licensing board refused to sanction that venue for them to use in the Ghana Premier League. So when the league kick-started, they started using the Wafas Park in Sogakope. Then we have the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. Then they had to move the club to Hohoi to play at Hohoi United's home ground. So in the midst of all that, they were putting the stadium in shape. They destroyed the entire playing surface. They started with a new technology, green grass technology, went to KPANDO to start building a new turf for them. It's not an astro turf, a new green natural grass turf. So you look at the stadium, got dismantled, then they build the walls and everything, inner perimeter, everything. If you go to KPANDO, you'll be shocked. Then coming back after the break for the AFCON, then they had to go back to KPANDO after match week 17. So match week 18, they had to play in KPANDO. And trust me, oh boy, KPANDO was lit up. The folks turned up massively in their numbers. As early as 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, about 1.5 hours to kick off, the stadium got to its maximum capacity.
Wow.
The VIP stand, the build-up, everything was spot on. The color, the Africa, the drumming, the jamming, everything. And before that, even the food on the streets, the ecstasy, people were so fired up. And you can tell that this is a typical traditional club that was always going to be supported basically by the local faithful. And then now, let's zoom away from that and come back to the game itself. Kumasi Asante Kotoko went into the game third on the league log. Hearts of Lion went into the game last on the league log. But when the referee blasted his whistle for the commencement of the game, trust me, Hearts of Lion played like they were on par with Kotoko. Took the game to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, played some beautiful stuff. In the first half, they canceled each other out. In the second half, funny enough, the weather just changed within 5 minutes. Then showers started pouring. Then the KPANDO faithful believe that it's their gods, the supernatural being that is pouring this rain. Within that 5-minute rainfall, from the 45th minute to the 53rd minute, Heart of Lion scored. They scored. After scoring, then the rain stopped. That was it. Trust me, my friend, that was it. Kotoko huffed and puffed. Mukwala got chances. The goalkeeper Osai was just brilliant. It by no means fluke. He was voted as a goalkeeper in like instance Ghana Premier League team of the weekend. He was a goalkeeper of the team of the weekend. He put up some brilliant, magnificent saves on the afternoon to thwart all the trade that Kumasi and Kotoko carried. And Heart of Lion managed to win the game by 1-0, thereby going. They leapfrog those ahead of them. Now they are sitting on the 15th position on the league table. So if you look at what's happened at the KPANDO Park, trust me, it has been brilliant. And Coach Marvin Oklu, the assistant coach of Kumasi and Kotoko, in his post-match press conference, made certain comments that the FA charged him after the game to respond. So if you look at it, it was a blockbuster package of Ghanaian football in itself. It was a spectacle, beautiful. And Randy Abbey was all over. He was on cloud nine. In the post-match press conference that I had with him, he said he was happy. He believed that his team played the best football and they've won. And then he summed up by saying that Mr. Kutuche, first guy, the board chairman, also said that the KPANDO Sports Stadium will be completed. And when completed, he's going to hold a 10,000 seater. He didn't say just 10,000 seater.
10,000 seater.
That's brilliant. And they are looking at building a stadium that will hold any international competition. So that tells you that these guys at the KPANDO, those in the KPANDO enclave and Ghana as a whole, Volta region will have its first 10,000 seater stadium, and it will be the first of its modern kind in the Volta region. That's a beauty for the people of KPANDO and Akpini to behold.
So that was a game that I didn't watch because I don't think I was anywhere on my TV at the time, but it was something that when I heard I was like, wait, what? Because just like you said, since 2015, these chaps have not been in the Premier League, and this will probably be one of the biggest games they've played since 2015, and to come up victors in that game.
And that happens to be the first game back to the newly constructed KPANDO Sports Stadium.
I mean, it was written in the stars that Charlie, definitely these guys were going to come out to the game. You also followed the game. What was your take from that game?
Okay, so with that game, as soon as I got to know about the scoreline, Francis was the first person I had in mind because he was
we all know how charged up he was
about how the environment would be for that game, and if KPANDO House of Lions are supposed to win that game, it would be marvelous. So as soon as I got to know about the scoreline, I was like, wow, what is Francis doing at this time? Because he's really enjoying it.
Oh, we slept in KPANDO, and I left KPANDO on Sunday morning to watch your man's team, Mr. Apello too. His team also won by 1-0 in the International Division 1. The home stars.
Just clap for Mr. Apello too.
It was a tough game between them and Nagot, but they managed to win by 1-0.
I want to meet Mr. Apello too. I just want to have a tete-a-tete with him. Let's have a coffee.
He's a nice man. When you meet him, you like him.
I'm a nice young man.
And you are a Soloku person. So the chilling there, Mr. Joe Ivo, that is his name.
Yeah, the only green one back.
So you have to start visiting him to watch his game, to watch his team play. He's always at the stadium.
I will. But this year I decided to travel a lot.
Yeah.
I want to go places. I want to explore, and especially the sporting sectors. But the latest that we heard was House of Folk. The best team in Africa. The best team in Africa dissolving their board. How is the best team in Africa dissolving their board? Do you want to take that for me? Well, give me the details of what happened.
So with their board, after their game, the coach came out to talk about how brilliant they performed, and during the game they did well. Let's put everything aside. They did well. Some amazing strikes by some of their players, and the coach voiced out that House of Folk is one of the best clubs in Africa. He was even stretching it to one of the best clubs in the world. But later he had to limit it to Africa. And with dissolving their board, I think it's time they need to make tough decisions if they want the club to move up. Because Kotoko is there. At least Kotoko is not performing well, but at least they're on the 4th position. Samate's last season was on 10th. Now they are topping the league. So week in, week out, some clubs are performing. So if you are going off, okay, we would win the league or things will be better, and you don't take the right decision, your club wouldn't get to where they are supposed to get to.
Okay.
Well, Francis, I would like to touch a brief on Hearts of Oak dissolving their board. You know, lots of people celebrated this like Christmas or New Year on social media because people felt like the board has overstayed their welcome. 12 years, but same board. Only the board chairman Togbe Apede came in between the lines, and people felt the club wasn't run much more professionally like the way they want to see, because Hearts of Oak is a huge club, make no mistake. Somewhere in 2002 or 2000, Hearts of Oak was run as the 8th highest club in the world. You understand? They've won the CAF Champions League, CAF Confederations Cup, won countless Ghana Premier League, FA Cups. So this is a huge club. A club of more than 100 years stature. It's not a small club we are talking about here. So when people fume about how the club is being run, then you've got to listen. And now people are saying that they are happy. They feel like now Togbe is listening to them because they feel like people like Akambi, Vincenzo or Dete, these are guys that, yes, they want them to be part of management, but not to be running the club on daily basis, because we know they are the inner circle of Togbe Apede. And Togbe Apede basically has injected his personal money into this club. Make no mistake, he's one of the finest club administrators in this this country has ever seen. Individually, go to Pobiman, they have about 4 different pitches, 3 natural grasses, 1 AstroTurf, one of the finest in the country. You look at the clubhouse that they are building, the commercial center as well. Season in, season out, changing club apparels and stuff. You know, it's standard there. But in terms of on-pitch result, people feel like things are not going on. So I think it's a step in the right direction for them.
Okay, it's a step in the right direction for them. Don't forget that you always need to go to MYBET.AFRICA so that you can be able to bet, but make sure you're 18 years and above so you can go there and make some money. Now, let's talk about the CAF Confederations Cup. I mean, we can talk about Dreams FC, who over the weekend beat Club Africain 1-0. I personally think that this is a very good result for them.
Yeah. They are topping the group currently with 12 points.
Yes.
And they just need to play a draw against Rivers United in this thing, somewhere in Nigeria to be able to qualify. And for us at this point, I will raise my hand. I'll dog my hat off to Dreams FC. I think they are doing some fantastic stuff. I can't remember the last time any Ghanaian team went to the group stages of any of the inter-club competitions in Africa, and they've done marvelously like this. 12 points is not a mean achievement, and they've done brilliantly. No, Dreams FC, people thought they were only going to add up to the numbers, but they kept winning at places that we never expected them to win. To beat Club Africain, one of the finest clubs on the African continent, speaks volumes. To beat AS Club Lobito of Angola, that tells you that they are doing some stuff there. You have to take them serious. I'll be surprised if they don't come out into the semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup. But as at this particular point in time, I think they've done brilliantly.
All right, Benedict?
And with Dreams FC, their goalkeeper is also helping them a lot when it comes to, you see, in Africa, going on away games is very tough. So you need your goalkeeper at that time to stand in and provide those saves for you to qualify. And they've been doing well. I think the last time we had a Ghanaian club going into a confederation tournament like this and even winning it was Accra Suffolk back in 2004.
Yeah, against Kumasi and Kotoko. From
then till now, our clubs don't even get, after the qualifying stage, they don't even get to the group stage. So getting Dreams going in, I think the only club that did well in Africa was Brekum Chelsea some time back. That was, I think, 2012, 2013 season. So apart from that, we've not had any club go into this stage and even perform this well. And I think this is also a way of helping the league to get sponsorship deals if the clubs are performing this well, because other organizations or companies would like to look into the league and try and sponsor this club. So this is a big achievement. All we hope for is they could go and get the draw and qualify to the next stage and even get to the semi-finals, as Francis was saying. I'll be very happy if they get to win the Confederation Cup.
Well, we all hope that they win the Confederations Cup. That would be some consolation for Ghana. I mean, the past months, we all know what happened at Ivory Coast, and Ghanaian football fans are not really happy. So it's just cool that we find ourselves in winning positions again. Let's come to the conversation that you wanted to have. I want to have the conversation. Chelsea lost 1-0. I'm not here, so this conversation, I'm not there. Chelsea lost 1-0 against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final. I mean, if you're a Chelsea fan, that would probably be one of the most painful defeats you could ever witness. See, I've seen Chelsea defeats. I've watched the United 2008 Champions League final. I've watched Liverpool beat us twice in 2 years.
And Etihad City 6-1.
I think Chelsea have lost the last 5 cup finals in the league.
You understand? we've lost so many important games that actually if they sleep 70 days, the game they haunt you. But this,
yeah. Well, if you look at the permutations, initially I predicted last week that I expected Chelsea to win the game, which lots of guys were surprised because going into the game, if you look at what is happening in the camp of Liverpool, if you understand the game itself properly, you will see Chelsea stand a better chance of winning the Carabao Cup because Liverpool had lots of injuries going into this game. And look at the players that Jurgen Klopp paraded. Yet still, Chelsea with all their blockbuster signings, their 1 billion collection of Galaxy of Stars. You understand? They struggled to beat Liverpool at Wembley, and Wembley is in London. You know, one thing you can't take away from Arsenal is whenever Arsenal plays at Wembley in the cup matches, you can't beat them.
No, that one. So that means Drogba is not around.
Make no mistake. See, the new Wembley, the last time, forget Drogba's era. From that up till now, all the matches that Arsenal played at Wembley, they've won all those matches. You understand? So Chelsea should have continued on that trajectory, but I don't know the problem with this Chelsea team. Is it mentality block? Jose Mourinho said if a big club goes to play a football game and lose, and people will be like, oh, they are rebuilding, so they've played well and they've lost, so it's acceptable. Then you are taking a clout away from the team. And gradually, Chelsea is becoming a team that doesn't care anymore about results. For this defeat, I understand the reason why it hurt the Chelsea folks very much. Because if Liverpool should come into the game with Darwin Núñez, Mohamed Salah, Diaz, Alexander Arnold, Jota, you look at with all their stars and beat Chelsea will not be hurt. But for Liverpool to parade this squad and manage to beat Chelsea speaks volume. It tells you where Chelsea as a football club has gotten to. They've been degraded to the lowest points in their career.
This is
because it's poor.
This is how I see the
You
defeat.
don't do this.
This is how I see the defeat.
You are hurting the supporters for no reason.
I see.
And Pochettino, I don't even know what is. I don't know his game plan.
I was coming there. I see the defeat to be a shared responsibility kind of defeat because you could see that it was obvious that Pochettino put his best foot forward, especially with the kind of squad players he put in there. I mean, we all know Petrovic has taken a one spot from Sanchez, and that's one thing that's one positive I can take from the whole Chelsea team this season. But you couldn't see Pochettino's style of play. You didn't know what he was trying to do. You didn't see him, doing any form of in-game management, especially when you realize that these kids that were playing for Liverpool came to prove a point. And then you had some of the best players. Look, your midfield alone is more than. You have Caicedo and Enzo. These two players are arguably the two of the most expensive midfielders in the world right now. And then there was nothing. You could see that Gallagher also just chose a good day to be a bad player. Like it was just the guy has so many chances. Oh, Charlie, see, I said I wasn't going to be here, but Charlie, this loss was very, very painful. And personally, I feel Pochettino should bow down his head in shame. The players also should bow down their head in shame. Because you can't just lose such an important game against such players. When you call and a bobo, then you go and lose this game. With the fuck up penalties,
going into this game, I'm hearing that issue of Liverpool fielding young players, yes, but checking the average age from the start of the game down to the last minute of the game, Liverpool were up than Chelsea. The average game from the start of the game, Liverpool had 25% of years. Chelsea had 23. Closing the game, Liverpool had 24 and Chelsea were having 23 years. So it was more of, it's like everybody is expecting Chelsea to lose for them to come up with something because you've spent billions of pounds buying players.
Yeah.
And this is where I have an issue with Pochettino when it comes to in-game management. From the start of the game, I felt Klopp wasn't afraid of Chelsea. He wasn't afraid of Pochettino because if he was afraid of them or going into a final against a coach like Mourinho, they would have found a way to get Salah into the game, get Darwin Núñez into the game, at least to play some minutes and frustrate Chelsea. But going into a game, and even when the game was 0-0, bringing in 19 years, 18 years, who have not even touched the field for Liverpool before, they are derby and they are playing like this. It shows one thing: Liverpool has a structure Chelsea doesn't have. Because if an 18-year-old is coming into a cup final like this and he's coming with confidence to play, and Chelsea are getting chances like Enzo Fernandez chances in front of the post, you want to play a back heel and score. Gallagher getting that chance, and I don't know what he was thinking.
He struck the goalpost.
So you would see that Liverpool have a structure. They have a manager who when it comes to in-game management, he's doing better than Pochettino. Because going into a game and making, it's like, I had a comment and I don't want to believe it. Because when they entered into, I think after the 90 minutes, Pochettino said the Chelsea players were communicating that they want to send the game to penalties. And that's where I have an issue with a coach. A coach, you can't tell me players are telling you want to take the game to penalties. You can't go to Mourinho and tell Mourinho that you want to send the game to penalties. Where 10 minutes to the end of the game, Chelsea were dominating. And going into the extra time, we were relaxed, waiting for penalties. Penalties is a 50-50 thing. And we've known that we've gone into penalties against Liverpool on 3 occasions and we've lost all. So why should this thing even cross our mind? So it's a shame as a Chelsea fan watching the game. I was very, very disappointed because going into a game like this, we all knew that at least this would be like a standing point for people to see that the project is working. Well, but now the project has collapsed.
It looks like the project will never work under Pochettino. Well, as for the conversation as to whether he should be sacked or not, well, that's another conversation we'll probably have. Maybe in one of our next videos, we're going to look at Pochettino as a coach, his achievements, some of the things that he did with other teams like Spurs and PSG and all that. And of course, we'll look at possible replacements in case the Chelsea board decides to let him go, which I strongly doubt, because it looks like they are giving him the vim to urge on it.
For now, there are rumors that they are looking at other options at the moment.
So we'll open that conversation maybe in our subsequent videos. But I think this is where we wrap up today's edition of Sports Arena. My name is Nana Kwame. Don't forget that the best platform to stake your bets as a grown-up, when I say as a grown-up, I mean as an 18-year-old or above individual, all you need to do is log on to MYBET.AFRICA.com, register, and then you could win amazing amounts of money there. All you need to do is just stake the right kind of games, and they even have some other games that you can play far from football. So there's something for everyone there. MYBET.AFRICA.com is the platform. My name is Nana Kwame. I did this with Benedict, and I did this with Francis. Thank you so much. Click on that notification bell so that anytime we drop a video, you can get the alerts that we are here. We are here for good to give you the best sports content. Enjoy the rest of your day.